Hi guys, Romeo Hertz here today to give you another chapter of Naruto 637 review. Um, I don't, there wasn't anything about this chapter that I felt was, apart from the end, um, I don't, yeah, apart from the end, there wasn't really anything in particular about this chapter. In fact, I felt that enough wasn't done with this chapter. I felt there could have been a bit more squeezed in. Um, because it felt like there was unnecessary padding, especially with the Rin Obito stuff, but I'll get into that later. But we start off with Madara. He's pretty much collecting the debt. Um, Uchihas always pay their debts, and he, as we know in the flashback, he said that uh, when you will owe me. He said to Obito. Obito was like, I'm gonna get out of here. I mean, thanks for all your help, but and Madara says, you do owe me. You will inevitably pay me back. And we thought that that had something to do with his task of being put on task with the whole Moon's Eye plan. I suppose it still exists. I suppose because he wants to become the Jinchuriki, it needed to be done as part of the plan, as part of Obito fulfilling his side of the bargain, to say. And Madara starts reviving. We assume Obito's life force is being used here to revive Madara. And you can tell this because there's steam coming off him, and later on the broken up kind of paper pieces of his face and his body, all the cracks start disappearing. And pretty much the A-team are told by Hashirama to go in to kill Obito, or just to stop him. Now, obviously, Sasuke goes and does his own thing, and I don't want people to make too much of this because Sasuke's always done this in Team 7. He's always gone about. He cares for the team, but he's always been the kind of the vanguard of the team, and he pretty much goes in there. He usually goes in for the first. He's the preemptive striking kind of guy. And he was the fastest. He was the fastest. Naruto had other stuff to deal with. His snake was way faster. So he zooms in. And Minato says, "Oh, I see. That's how it is." And I think what he's doing is he senses his seal. It's not that he recognizes, "Oh, that's Obito." I think he just senses his seal on Obito, and it's like, "Oh, I see. This is someone I've fought before, but somehow survived." Not sure what that's about, but better collect. And Obito, he's turning into Zetsu. I don't know why though. I don't understand why he's starting to look like a Zetsu. His hair's going. Well, it looks like it's going white, but in the anime, I think in the anime and manga, I think it's Zetsu is coloured green haired. I think his green hair like a plant, a planty colour, a swampy colour. And yeah, Madara's losing his lines. He's becoming more alive, you could say. He's alive. I mean, there's more Rin BS. I mean, I don't give a shit. Like, at this point, I think it's enough for Kishimoto to say, "All right, well, he hasn't developed it enough." Him just showing me a bunch of pictures, and people constantly telling me, "Oh, he loves Rin." That's nice, but you've got to also show me why he loves Rin. I said it. I think I said it in the last chapter. I need to understand the value of Rin, and I don't. Just people saying, "Oh, I love her," doesn't prove to me that he actually loves her. As far as I can tell, if you think you love someone, but there's no content to that love, there's nothing we can form that says, "Oh, this person loves that person." We call that a crush because they're really just basing their love over an initial impression or a seeming impression that the character gives or a person gives, whether that's their beauty, their characteristics, whatever it is. So it's still a crush to me. It doesn't matter if people say, oh, you love her. I mean, he's too young to really... Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Quoting One Piece now. But Sasuke gets there first. He uses Susanoo to try and set Obito alight with his Amaterasu arrows. I don't know why he just doesn't use Amaterasu. I mean, you'd think he just has to look at someone and they'll be set alight. Why doesn't he do that? In a way, his Amaterasu ability is, I suppose, more versatile, but its speed and its range, I think, has decreased with the EMS, or it's just the way he's using it. But Minato strikes first. Even though Sasuke gets there first, Minato strikes there first. You could say he steals the show, but I'm going to contest that in a second. But Minato recognizes that when Obito says sensei, I like to point out, I don't think he's saying that in a loving manner. I just think he's just saying sensei, you know, how are you? You know, he just recognizes he is kind of close to death. He recognizes that this is his sensei. But I don't think it means anything important to Obito anymore. And to be honest, I don't think it means anything Obito. I don't think it means anything important to Minato. Or it will do, because his student did kill a lot of villagers and did kill his wife and him, and almost killed his son, and turned his son into a Jinchuriki of the Nine's Tails. So, you know, they've got beef. I hope Kishimoto doesn't skip that, but knowing Kishimoto, he probably will. He'll probably whitewash Minato in terms of his... He'll always accommodate other people. He'll be too magnanimous, I think. I hope he does get pissed at Obito, or I hope there's some negative feelings there towards Obito, even if he's an understanding sensei. Fuck, my respect for Minato will drop if he doesn't show some dissatisfaction for the fact that Obito caused so much death and chaos. Madara says, oh, I failed, you know. Hashirama actually has a looks at Madara and he's like, did we reach it in time or did we not get in time? Did we kill him in time or did we not kill him in time? And it turns out didn't kill him in enough time. Well, no, they did kill him in enough it's weird. It seems like Madara was just playing some form of game. Like he knew what was gonna happen. From what I can tell, I don't know what Madara was trying to do. I'm not sure if he really meant to do it. I'm not sure if Obito and Madara are still doing their own things, working together, or if it's just a mutual understanding that if you hold me back, I'll use you, and if you hold me back, I'll use you. But we do have a common enemy, and I think that's what's going on here. And the point I was going to contest is Minato striking first. He struck first, but he failed again. You got to remember, he fought Obito the first time and he lost. He lost, actually. Well, not lost, but he didn't kill him, which for a ninja is... And ultimately, considering how much Minato lost as a Hokage and how much Obito gained with regards to his plans, he pretty much got the better end of the deal. Obito got the better end of the deal, and if Minato had finished him off at the time, you know, no one would be in this situation right now. So he has a responsibility there to try and finish things off, and I feel that this is some form of plot armor for Obito, because I'm almost 100% sure that if Sasuke had gotten there and struck Obito would not be coming back. I mean, Sasuke is a man who has consistently got the kills he needed to get. Yeah, he's killed a lot of people, and regardless of how he's done it, he's managed to kill them. Some things are up in the air. Oh, did he really kill them? Did he not? It doesn't matter. What matters is he was the main contributor to the death of the characters that were killed by him, and that's important. And I feel that because of these feats, his KD, his kill death ratio, because of how many people he's killed, especially important characters, I think it shows that it would be out of character for Sasuke to fail in killing Obito, especially with the means he has. Sasuke is a meticulous killer. He would not let any kind of chance go. He's very ninja, and unlike the other characters, he's very ninja-like. You know, if you remember at the start of the Zabuza arc, Kakashi says, like, you have to make sure you thoroughly kill another ninja and then burn his or her body, or take it back to find their secrets, because as they later found out, they will come back to haunt you, or they might not be dead, as again Hashirama has found out via Madara, and Madara kind of found out via Hashirama. But then, you know, they come to kill Obito, and Obito's like, yeah, it's not over yet. It's far from over, which makes me wonder what is going on. Like, why didn't he do this before? Wasn't there one more transformation left? So I think that, anyway, Obito absorbed, the Jubi is absorbed, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know if he's being sucked into Obito's pocket dimension, though. The right side of his face is gone, so where's the Sharingan? What's with that? But then again, considering the eye of the Jubi, it's very possible that Jubi eye is now there. He's got the Rinnegan still in his left eye. I don't know why. He never uses it, but whatever. Anyway, he becomes the Ten Tails host, the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. How? It was cool. I will not. It was shocking. It was unexpected, very unexpected. But it's unexpected because none of the conditions for becoming a Jinchuriki to the Jubi had been stated. You have to remember the Sage of Six Paths was said to be an absolute beast to be able to do it, and admittedly, the Jubi doesn't have all 9 tails. He doesn't have all the 8 tails. He only has about maybe 2 tails worth of the Kyuubi and part of a tail of the Hachibi, and the rest of the tailed beast. But the 9 tails and the 8 tails have huge amounts of chakra compared to the other tailed beasts. I mean, Kurama equaled the other Jubi, the other tailed beast, Biju, when their Biju bombs collided. So they seem to be on equal footing. So, you know, so obviously there's less, but still, he, considering what we've seen of the Jubi and how Kurama, how the Kyuubi and the Hachibi just couldn't match up. I don't see how the rest are going to match up, especially if it's like Jubi, Obito, and Madara versus the rest. Wow, you know, I don't see. But yeah, how? I just don't understand how, because it's not, at the moment, it's not exactly an ass pull. But it seemed like Madara was the only one who could become the Jubi. So I'm guessing because of Madara's influence, when Madara used his ability to bring all that black stuff, make him half Zetsu, I'm guessing because of that, that gave him the ability that Madara somehow possesses and absorbed the Jubi. I mean, it's not unreasonable. I mean, he could summon the Gedo Maza, which was the container for the tail beast, and he could control it. It took a lot out of him. Apparently, he couldn't use a lot of his abilities because of that. But he could control it. He had a contract seal of some kind simply because he had the Rinnegan. But even before then, he could still control it to an extent. In terms of sealing tail beasts. Yeah, I would like some clarification as to the conditions that need to be met to become the Jinchuriki. And what seal is used to do it? You know what I mean? You'd think that a seal would be mentioned. I mean, for something to be this OP creature to seal it inside of you, you'd think you need an equally OP sealing jutsu. None was ever said or mentioned. Hopefully that will be clarified next chapter. And yeah, that's it for this chapter. I've got nothing really to say. It was pretty straightforward. Am I glad Obito's alive? I can't say until it depends on how Kishimoto uses it. He's been really bad at how he's been using Obito. So it depends on how he uses it. If this redeems him as an evil character, a villain, he is a villain. If this redeems him as a villain, then I got no problem. But if it doesn't, then you know. But this is a stunt that I'd expect from Toby, not Obito. So it's good that I'm seeing a bit more of Toby. I want my Toby back. I really want my Toby back. Fuck Rin, because every time Rin comes back, it hurts things. So this is Romeo Hurts, Naruto chapter 637 review, and I'll see you guys later.